You'll recall that last month, the heads of Canada's biggest grocery chains pushed back at allegations that they're exploiting skyrocketing food prices to post record profits. The Loblaw chairman and CEO Galen Weston argued that higher profits at Loblaw are mostly from sales of non-food items. Our guest is weighing in. He says overzealous deficit spending is the real problem here because it contributes to inflation broadly. We're joined by Jack Mintz. He's the President's Fellow at the School of Public Policy at the University of Calgary. Thanks very much for joining us, Jack.
Yeah, my pleasure, Annie.
So we're reading an op-ed that you printed, and you admit that it does get technical. You get into inflation accounting, depreciation, amortization. But tell us, by some analysis, the profit margins for the big grocers did go up. So you think that's misleading?
Well, I think the point is that, first of all, you have to correct for inflation when you have very different inflation rates in terms of comparisons. I mean, we're looking at 2022 when food inflation was 10%. That means any inventories that were being held at historical prices, when you take them out and start selling them, you're really just selling them at a nominal price increase, because when you have to replace the inventory, you got to pay a lot more for the inventory. So this is what inflation accounting is all about. It really tries to, it was something that was very common in the 1970s and 80s when inflation rates were 5% or higher, typically. And it was always found that by many experts that profits get overstated. And so what happened is that we've gone from a world where we had 2% inflation, and now we're hitting 5%. In the case of food, it was 10% inflation. We're at much higher inflation since 2021. And if you're going to compare profits over the period, you really have to correct them for inflation in all the periods and then to see what happened to the margins. And what I found was that the margin did go up slightly. I mean, it did go up by half of the penny, which is of sales, which isn't exactly a huge amount. But also we have to remember there was 10% inflation. So it really only, at best, all you can say is that the margins went up, maybe explaining 1/20th of the price increases. Of course,
you say Jagmeet Singh, the NDP leader, he's a politician. Obviously, he's going to frame things in a political way. And I guess one point I haven't seen him address is that other countries have seen massive food inflation, in some cases higher than Canada's.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, there's been inflation occurring with food and with many products, as we know. And my line about, excessive spending, this happened in a lot of countries at the same time. They were trying to save their economies from going into a deep recession during the pandemic. But as we know, in some countries, Canada and the United States were actually the worst cases. Actual household incomes went up during a recession. I mean, whoever hears about that? And that's because there was so much government spending on transfers to households that actually people made money on average by 11% in Canada. By the U.S., it was close to 18%. And that certainly did help contribute to inflation, especially since it was accommodated by a huge increase in printed money.
So it's not just the Canadian federal government, it's governments in many countries.
That's correct, and but U.S. and Canada were the worst cases, and of course we imported a lot of that inflation from the United States, especially since our dollar didn't. Even though we had so much lower inflation, our dollar didn't go up. In fact, it went down. We were actually importing a lot of that inflation that the U.S. was actually bringing on, and that's a point that was made by the Federal Reserve in some of their studies that they showed that Canada actually almost half of its inflation came from the United States.
Haven't European countries been running huge deficits too, though?
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. The Europeans did as well. They also faced a huge supply problem when it came to energy, and then they also had a major food problem vis-a-vis Ukraine as a major supplier of corn and wheat for the world, but particularly important in the European context. And so that also contributed to inflation. But the main point is that, as we know, inflation is primarily a monetary phenomenon. It doesn't mean that relative prices may not differ. In other words, food may go up more than, let's say, something else. And as we've seen with energy prices, they went up quite a bit, and now they've come down quite a bit, unlike food, I should say. And of course, there's various reasons why markets react the way they do.
What about the problem, or is it a problem, of a very concentrated food retailing industry in this country? I mean, for example, we don't have the likes of Aldi and Lidl, the really deep discounters from Europe.
Well, I think, there may be some argument about that, but, it depends on what you mean by when you have enough competition or not. Unlike, the telecommunications industry and banking, where we restrict foreign entry from coming into Canada, I don't think there's the same sort of restrictions on others to come in. In fact, being in Calgary, I know Safeway's had a huge dominant role in Calgary. It's now been bought out, I think it was by Sobeys, if I'm correct. But we know that. There's no reason preventing Whole Foods from coming into Canada, which they have, and Amazon as a result through Whole Foods, and other types of retailers. And so I don't think there's, I don't think you can make the sort of same case that there's the same kind of entry barriers as we've seen where we really try to protect industries from foreign entry.
I don't know, though. I mean, if you're Aldi or Lidl, you're going to be looking at the Canadian market. It's very small. So it's hard. You've got these established incumbents who are going to make life as hard as possible for you. I mean, America is big, and Aldi, I think it's Aldi have gone in there. You can understand that. They've got more than 300 million people. But Canada, it's just not attractive to foreign companies.
Well, you know what? Well, that argument has been said, but I don't buy it entirely. I mean, if there's profits to be made, I think that one would be willing to come in, especially now with the kind of technologies that are available. But, we also have to remember our government's helped contribute to high food prices. I mean, I've never heard Mr. Singh complain about dairy prices and egg prices and other prices that come with supply management. So, I think we should be a little bit more honest about the role of government in contributing to high food prices as well.